Kris Jenner fully supports any romantic relationship between Khloe Kardashian and Scott Disick. Hi, before we continue, please subscribe to the channel for all Kardashians news and update. Khloe Kardashian and Scott Disick have been close friends for many years, and now people around them are wondering if their friendship could turn into something more. Scott has recently talked about taking a break from dating, and Khloe has said something similar. Even though they're not officially together, many people who know them well think they would make a great couple. One of the biggest supporters of the idea is Khloe's mother, Kris Jenner. According to someone close to the family, Kris would actually be happy to see Scott and Khloe get together. Some people might think it's a strange idea or even roll their eyes at it, but Kris doesn't feel that way. She sees how close they are and notices how well they understand each other. The connection they share didn't just show up out of nowhere. It's something that has built over many years of friendship and support. For those who have followed the Kardashian family for a long time, the idea of Scott and Khloe becoming a couple might seem surprising. This is especially true because of the long and complicated history between Scott, Khloe, and Kourtney Kardashian, who is Khloe's older sister. Kourtney and Scott were in an on and off relationship for about a decade. They finally broke up for good in 2015, mostly due to problems like trust issues. During their time together, Kourtney and Scott had 3 children: Mason, who is now 15 years old, Penelope, who is 12, and Reign, who is 10. Even after their breakup, Scott remained a part of the Kardashian family in many ways. Kourtney once explained that she and Scott would always be in each other's lives. She said that in some way, they were like soulmates, even if they were no longer in a romantic relationship. She believed that no matter what happened, they would always have a deep connection because of their past and their children. Since his split from Kourtney, Scott has gone through a lot of changes. While some people say he has matured, others think he still has some growing to do. During a podcast episode earlier this year with Khloe, Scott talked about his most recent relationship. He explained that while it was a good relationship, both he and the other person were in different stages of their lives. He admitted that he usually ends up dating people who are much younger than him, but he said he wants to stop doing that. He doesn't want to bring someone into his life if he isn't sure about the future, especially because he has children. He wants to avoid putting his kids in a position where they get close to someone who might not stay in their lives. Scott has been linked to many younger women in the past. Some of the names that have come up include Chloe Bartoli, Bella Thorne, Bella Bonos, Ella Ross, Megan Blake Irwin, Christine Burke, Sophia Richie, Amelia Hamlin, Kimberly Stewart, and Rebecca Donaldson. But now, Scott is saying that he wants to be more thoughtful when it comes to dating. He wants to focus on what's truly important in his life. When it comes to Scott and Khloe, it's clear that there's a strong connection between them. They've known each other for almost 20 years, and they've always gotten along well. It's hard to say if the bond they share is just a deep friendship or if there's something more underneath. The person close to the family mentioned that Kris has made it clear she would support them if they ever decided to explore a romantic relationship. She would never force them into it, but she wants them to know that she's on their side. Khloe, however, doesn't seem to take the idea seriously. She often laughs it off and says it would never happen. Still, people have noticed that she often flirts with Scott, which leads to mixed signals. On the one hand, she says they're just friends, but on the other hand, she acts in ways that suggest something more might be there. Many people think she might still be holding on to the hope that things will work out with Tristan Thompson, the father of her children. Even though Khloe and Tristan are not together right now, they are working together well as co-parents, and some people believe she hasn't completely closed the door on a future with him. According to The Insider, Scott is very protective of Khloe. If someone says anything bad about her, he quickly defends her. He also tends to flirt with her a lot, which adds to the confusion. Whatever their relationship is, it's definitely not like a normal bond between two people who used to be connected through a past relationship with a sibling. Their connection is unique, and it's not easy to explain. There have been many times when people around them have noticed that their closeness seems more than just friendly. Even if Scott and Khloé continue to say that nothing romantic is going on, a lot of people don't fully believe them. This includes Kris Jenner, who seems to think that something might be there, even if they don't see it themselves yet. The idea of Khloé and Scott becoming more than friends might not make sense to everyone. But for people who have watched them grow over the years, it's not as strange as it seems. They've been there for each other through many ups and downs. They've supported one another through breakups, personal struggles, and family issues. Their friendship has stayed strong through it all, and that kind of bond is rare. Even if nothing romantic ever happens between them, it's clear that they care about each other deeply. They trust each other, and they know how to make one another laugh. They share a sense of humor that people around them often notice. They also know how to comfort each other when things are tough. Those are all important parts of any strong relationship, whether it's romantic or not. For now, both Scott and Khloé are focused on their own lives. Scott is thinking more about his children and trying to be a better version of himself. Khloé is taking a break from dating and focusing on raising her kids and building a peaceful life. They are not rushing into anything, and they seem happy with where things stand right now. Still, that doesn't stop people from wondering. The way they act around each other, the way they look at each other, and the way they talk about each other all make people think that something deeper might be going on. They have a comfort level that only comes from years of true friendship and honesty. That kind of closeness is hard to fake, and it's one of the reasons people are so curious about whether or not they will ever become more than friends. Whether or not anything happens between them in the future, they clearly have something special. It's not about what other people think or expect. It's about the trust, respect, and care they have for each other. If they ever decide to explore something more, they'll have a lot of people, including Kris Jenner, cheering them on. And if they don't, they'll still have a friendship that many people admire and respect. Their relationship, whatever it may be, is full of history, laughter, and shared moments. It might not fit into a normal category, but that doesn't make it any less real. Time will tell what direction things will go in. For now, Scott and Khloé are enjoying their lives, and their strong bond remains as visible and powerful as ever. The idea of Khloé and Scott becoming more than friends might not make sense to everyone. But for people who have watched them grow over the years, it's not as strange as it seems. They've been there for each other through many ups and downs. They've supported one another through breakups, personal struggles, and family issues. Their friendship has stayed strong through it all, and that kind of bond is rare. Thanks for watching. Please do well to share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more Kardashian updates.